Welcome back to Broken Electronics. I'm Lee, and it's so good to be able to spend some time with you today. Some time ago, I did a video featuring my Mac G4 Quicksilver. Not the one in the corner there, that's one of my MDDs. That's the Quicksilver with the side facing you. In that video, I did some pretty serious upgrades. I mean, I did a new graphics card. I did, most seriously, I upgraded it from a single 733 megahertz G4 to dual 1 gigahertz G4s. I also put in a new optical drive. So there's a lot going on in that video. If you haven't seen it, I strongly suggest that you take a look at it. Regardless, the purpose of today's video is to show the results of that, demonstrate some of the glitches that came about and how I solved those glitches, and general overview of how nicely the machine is performing with that very serious set of upgrades. So, if this is of interest to you, it is of interest to me, so please stay tuned. Well, here we are. Let's get the issues out of the way. First of all, let's boot the machine up. And while you're down here looking at the machine, I don't know how well you can hear this, but it is already quite a bit louder than it used to be. I don't really look at that as a problem. It's not any worse, certainly, than you get with a mirrored drive door, the MDD, which had the nickname of the wind tunnel because of the sound. So you adapt to it pretty quickly. It surprised me some at first. Okay, now, here's another one. As you can see, you may, if you've seen the upgrade video, you will see that the optical drive that I put in was somewhat shorter than the one that it replaced. So, as you could tell, when I ejected the tray, it couldn't quite push the door. Now, it's not really a huge problem. I just had to reach into it and open it, and it opens up. You can put in, CDs or DVDs. You have to give it a little help to close up again, but yeah, you don't really use the optical drive that much. It's there, it works, so I'm happy enough with that. All right, now, for the next one, I was almost thinking I should boot into OS 9, because Leopard worked fine, Tiger worked fine. When I went into OS 9, though, it booted up, but it was absolutely frozen. I could move the mouse cursor, but whenever I tried to click on anything, nothing would happen. Absolutely nothing. So I would really just have to force the machine off to go again. Now, I struggled with that one for quite a bit. And what I finally came up with that worked, you may know, if you haven't, you can see some of my videos on the MDD, getting OS 9 working on it. it required a special installer of OS 9. Your normal generic install CD won't install on an MDD. At least you can't boot into it. I ended up solving my problem by booting up the MDD, copying the system folder off that machine, and replacing the OS 9 system folder that was already there with the system folder from the MDD. Booted it up, it works fine. We'll see that in a bit. Okay, well, I've got to take a moment now to put you on a tripod so I can have both hands free to actually explore what the machine does. So please, stay tuned. Well, this, of course, is the Leopard desktop on the Quicksilver. I'm going to do my best to work around the tripod because this is the best look I can give you. And try not to hit the tripod because it could be knocked over easily. But anyhow, about this Mac, of course, 10.5.8, obviously. And this is the really significant dual 1 gigahertz PowerPC G4, 2 megabytes of LC cache per processor. That's just a I can hardly say how big an upgrade that is. And if we look at the system profiler, ATA, the HP DVD writer, disk burning does show again the HP DVD writer. And the other big upgrade, graphics and displays, ATI Radeon 9000 Pro. I know by 2020 standards, 64 megabytes of video RAM is nothing. But the difference it makes is extreme. All right. I mean, I'd like to be able to upgrade this video card more, but the only ones I've found, 128 megabyte cards, came from Hong Kong, and under the current pandemic circumstances, items and a political situation in China, which I won't get into because this is YouTube, we don't talk about politics, but it does make anything coming from Hong Kong either slow or impossible. Well, anyway, yeah, let's get into how things work. I mean, we've got PPC App Store. We've seen that before. You've seen everything before if you've looked at my videos, yet not everybody who stops into this video has seen them all. So we'll take a look at 10.4 Fox. 10.4 Fox is a really important program to those of us who love these PowerPC machines and want to keep them moving. Alright, about 10.4 Fox, this is Feature Parity Release 22, which is the most current version. Alright, now just to get a test. CNN.com is a good test. Now, it's kind of tough these days to find an article to look at that isn't either political, problems with which I've mentioned, or just really depressing. But this is an issue. Okay, we're beach balling. Gotta wait for some images to load. Can hardly scroll yet. Okay, now we're scrolling pretty well. Now I'm just going to scroll down. Yeah, this loaded up pretty quickly. I will say, if you enable the basic ad blocker in 10.4 Fox preferences, it really does help a lot. Okay. Alright, man. Alright, at the bottom. Paid partner, we don't want to go there. Oh, here's one. Why drive-in movie theaters are making a comeback? That shouldn't be too big a problem. Also, I think it's pretty obvious why. You're in your own car. Okay, we're waiting for that to load up. And here it is. Yeah, the ad blocker really does help. Can't scroll yet. Beach balling. But really, compared to what this has been, now this is a combination of the upgrades on the machine and improvements in 10.4 Fox. Yeah, you know, we've got a drive-in here locally over in Southington, Connecticut, where I used to teach. That's a thought. That may be a way to get out of the house and do something. Okay. But yeah, you can... It's slow, but you can read this article. It all works fine. And comparatively to the way it was, this isn't bad at all. Now, I go to YouTube. That's another one. One that really does any social media, such as YouTube, Twitter. Now, I don't have a Twitter account. I do have a Facebook account. I'm not going to go there, but I will point out that if you go into 10.4 Fox preferences again and switch the user agent to a mobile user agent, your success with social media sites will be vastly improved. Okay, we'll get out of 10.4 Fox. All right, now, yeah, everybody wants to see YouTube. And yeah, it's important to me, you know, to be working with a browser or working with a computer for any length of time and be unable to at least occasionally watch a YouTube video. That wouldn't be good. This, of course, is Leopard WebKit. All right, that's seems to have loaded up pretty fast. Yeah, we're getting the times in there. Okay, we'll go to my videos to avoid any copyright issues. Broken Electronics. Yeah, I really like that name. All right. Okay, yeah. How about the upgrade video on this very computer? Now, I'm just going to let it run. We'll see what it does. Usually, I would pause it, let it load.
Welcome. I'm pretty excited about
Look
today's project.
This is not bad.
It involves one of my favorite older Macs.
This is pretty much jumped
Sitting
right
there in
in.
front of the Power Mac G5 is my 733 megahertz.
Now, we could take this
G4
to...
Power Mac
let me
Quicksilver.
turn down the volume.
Really
We
love that
could
computer.
take this to theater mode very easily, and it would play very well. You can take it to full screen. You've got to be a little more patient, but it'll play 720p in full screen quite nicely once you've allowed it to load. Okay.
I'm going to change
All right.
the PCI card.
So, I mean, this is a night and day difference, so the upgrades have done very well. 10.4 Bird. Now, we've seen 10.4 Bird, of course. Now, before the upgrades, 10.4 Bird would load and work fine but it would load very, very slowly. This comes up very, very quickly, and I mean, I don't want to go in and look at all my emails, but it's ready to go right now. It's relatively late in the evening as I'm recording this, so we're a little less likely to get emails at this point, but if one were to come in, we'd get the notification, and it would pop up right there, and we'd be able to see the email. So yeah, if email communication is important, there you go. And the other apps, the address book. There's the entry for my grandfather, which I put in there just to demonstrate you can add addresses. It won't pick up addresses as we've seen on other computers in the past. You can't put in an address on your iPhone and expect it to show up there, but it works. iCal. Now I have to go back a bit. Yeah, a while ago I subscribed to the Golden Knights schedule. Now, of course, we're not playing hockey, although, they should be starting. But, this is about the point where they decided to call the season. And we go back a little more. Yeah, there's a dentist appointment that I had that I put in. So, yeah, iCal as usual. You can subscribe to internet calendars. Works fine. You can add in your own appointments. You can make recurring appointments. It works. It works very well. Just not really within the Apple ecosystem. All right, iTunes. iTunes does work. That's strange. That's strange. Huh. This should be showing some other things. Oh, no. Of course, I'm thinking of my iTunes on the Mac G4, which is authorized on my iTunes account. I deauthorized this computer on the account because I was running out of computers to authorize. All right, but we have some music. I'm going to turn this up. Okay, why am I not worried about copyright strikes? I'm not going to play Humble and Kind, though I love it dearly. But this is a 19th century fiddle tune being played on a 1850s era replica banjo. I know this because I'm playing the banjo when this was recorded, and there's a bass accompaniment, and I'm playing the bass too. So, there's no copyright issue here. We could go on forever. We will stop that now. Close out iTunes. But iTunes is fully functional. You gotta know some tricks to be able to get into to authorize your computer, but once you do that, you're good. All right, iPhoto works. I put in one iPhoto. This is the family portrait. I love that picture, but that's just an example that you can put in. It's not gonna bring your iCloud photos in. Admittedly, iMovie will work, to be sure, slowly, but it does work. iDVD would in fact work too, since this machine now has a DVD burner. I assume GarageBand would work. iWeb, iWeb is pretty useless these days. I'm going to take that right out of the dock. NeoOffice does work. Now, I don't have Microsoft Office installed on the computer. There's no real need. NeoOffice does it. And if it doesn't, you've got iWork as well. All right. Now, just in NeoOffice, a while ago, I used this computer to type up my fish and chips recipe. which I wanted to share with one of those beloved family members that you saw in the family picture. Neo does load slowly, although, truth to tell, it loads slowly on a modern Mac as well. Not quite this slowly, but again, with the upgrades, it's there, and you don't have to be that patient. Okay, so there's my fish and chips recipe. I suppose, even though this is a secret family recipe, you could pause it and steal the recipe, but that's okay. I got it off the back of a bag of haddock portions. All right. Neo is a handy program to have. It is, in fact, a full Office suite, text document, spreadsheet, presentation, drawing, database. You get all sorts of templates in it. And it works extremely well. All right, so your basic home office productivity is taken care of. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I'm trying to keep this at least a reasonable level. But yeah, very functional and things working. Yeah, sure, not as fast as on a 2020 machine. I mean, the newest machine I actually own is a 2018 Mac Mini, and no, it's not that fast. But hey, it's fast enough. It does the job. All right, let's take a quick look at, quick by my terms, at Tiger. Now let's check out this this boot time. I'm going to restart into Tiger. Now watch, now that I have the camera on it, it won't even, there we go. Took a sec to get video, but hey, whoa. That's pretty darn fast. I mean, really, you know, okay, we've got an SSD in there, but that SSD is, let's see, on this machine, yeah, the SSD for, okay, well, now I gotta look. Now I gotta look. I gotta remind myself what's actually inside the machine as far as the, okay, in the ATA, Mercury Electra. Okay, yeah, Tiger is actually on the ATA drive. It's one partition on 128 gigabyte, and the other partition is OS 9. The Leopard install that we just saw is on an internal FireWire port, which I added by use of a card, and I upgraded that card. It was part of the upgrades, so working very well. All right. Although boot times are perhaps a little slower. Okay, now we can hopefully make this, you know, PPC App Store is the same. Let's look at 10.4 Fox. It should be pretty much the same, of course. Loading up pretty quickly. Let's do the same test. Now, this is also feature parity release 22. And, yep, it pops up. I mean, honestly, this is way faster than 10.4 Fox ever did prior to the upgrades. And I will say once again, it is well worth activating the built-in ad block. And I honestly, I'm not a big one for ad blocks. I feel personally, people have to make their money. I know a lot of ads are very annoying, but you know, those ads are a big part of why we get websites to watch. But on this machine, okay, same thing. Drive-in movie theaters. If anything, this seemed faster than in Leopard, which maybe is not super surprising. Tiger does tend to work quickly. It's just there are features of Leopard that I would really miss. Okay, we can't scroll yet because things are still loading. Still loading. Yeah, if you're going to do anything with a PowerPC machine in the soon-to-be second decade of the 21st century. Okay, and now we're fine. At this point, we can scroll down. We can read this entire thing and find out about how drive-in theaters are making their big comeback. Okay, now, quick look down here. Yeah, I put WebKit on here. I found the last nightly build of WebKit that would run on Tiger. It does not run very well. I wouldn't, honestly, if I weren't looking for a better answer, I would tell you right now, don't even bother. All right. So the only real option for watching YouTube is 10.4 Fox. Of course, Feature Parity Release 22 improved matters considerably. YouTube is a bear to load for these old machines anyway. I mean, remember, these machines are older than YouTube. Okay, we'll do the same thing. Go to the Broken Electronics videos. All right. Sure, we'll go with the same one. Now it's going to pick it up where we left off on Leopard. When I keep doing this in my videos, I kill my watch time. But we'll see the difference. On Leopard, I started this up, and it...
Welcome.
Oh, no, it's starting right from the beginning.
I'm excited about today's project.
Okay, let me turn down...
It involves one of my favorite...
Okay, so we see at the beginning. On Leopard, it was pretty much in sync right from the beginning. Here you can see the drop frames.
Megahertz G4
But it's not bad.
Quicksilver. I really love that computer.
Huh.
And today,
Now, if we wait...
I'm going to change the graphics card to go to a 64
Nah,
megabyte
still not there.
graphics card as opposed to the 32.
Oh, I'm frozen, aren't I?
I'm going to change the PCI card. The only PCI card I've got in is USB 2 FireWire. It has an internal
All right.
FireWire port.
Now, it's not lining up, but, I mean, you could watch this in a video like this, where
An SSD.
you only see the talking head here in this. Now, what happens if I...
I'm going to
Can I get the
swap that
controls?
out with
There we go.
A different version that is powered by Molex power. That should give much better
Let's give
functionality
this...
from the port, the exterior.
It
port.
refuses to pause.
All right. The optical drive is dead. So so I'm putting a DVD burner. That should be cool. And the big one. The processor, of course, is on a daughter card. You'll be seeing that.
Well, it seems to be getting better. Okay, it's kind of borderline watchable, but I would call it watchable. And again, that's way ahead of where this machine pre-upgrade and actually 10.4 Fox pre-FPR22 was. All right. So we will get away from this, having killed my watch time already. All right. Now, 10.4 Bird, honestly, I haven't even set 10.4 Bird up on this machine in Tiger, simply because I would boot ordinarily in the Leopard. Mail, no real reason for Mail to be there. Safari, no real reason for Safari to be there. iChat, no reason for iChat to be there, kind of useless. iCal won't have anything in it. I haven't set it up. I honestly don't know if I could subscribe to an internet calendar or not. I haven't tested it. I know that I could put individual entries in and make recurring entries and all of that. That would work. All right. The address book. There's Grandpa John. Oh, yeah. His AIM ID, Mr. Johnny. They always called him Mr. Johnny. All right. Now, the iTunes version that's on here is older than the iTunes version on Leopard. iTunes 6. It is not really functional. You can import music to it and have it play the music. You can't get to the iTunes store. You can't, access your own account. That's not going to work. iPhoto, I don't think I'd put a photo in there. This would work pretty much as well as iPhoto on Leopard. iMovie should work as the same version as Leopard. iDVD, same thing. GarageBand, iWeb, no real reason for it to be there. The NeoOffice is the same version. It will work as well. QuickTime, I guess they put that in. I don't know what version of QuickTime is on this. 7.6.4. Right. And that's one of the difficulties with playing videos. 7.7 in Tiger works very much better. And you've got the whole iWork suite. All right. Now we should take a look pretty quickly at Mac OS 9. So let's restart into OS 9. I know it's turning into another long video. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep them more reasonable. Really, I am. Okay. OS 9 tends, 9.2.2 anyway, tends to be slow booting up. But by OS 9 terms, this seems pretty quick. And I don't have the mouse. That stinks. Okay. I'm powering it down. Okay, I'm going to pause this and boot it up again. Okay, I see the problem. Yeah, this that popped up there. I have a a Bluetooth dongle plugged into one of the USB slots on the keyboard, which is fine in Tiger and Leopard. They both know what Bluetooth is. OS 9 has no idea. So what I had to do was unplug the Bluetooth dongle, and then suddenly I got the cursor back again. I'm sorry about that. All right. Now, the funny thing is, of course, one of the glitches was mouse cursor. But that wasn't the problem where I would lose it. The problem was I'd see the cursor, it would move, but when I clicked on something, nothing would happen. And what fixed it, I know I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again. I copied the system folder for OS 9 from the MDD and then put it here, and it since then it has worked fine. I don't know why that is happening. My guess, and this is a very uneducated guess, I don't know where the eBay seller got that dual CPU card from. I am wondering if perhaps it was pulled from an otherwise not working MDD, and there's some kind of firmware written into the CPU card, and that's why the MDDs are so touchy about where you get your OS 9 files from. Anyway, it's obviously working fine. We can go about this computer. We've got everything working here. 9.2.2, 1.5 gigabytes of RAM, etc., etc. We can see all of that. And, I mean, the big reason for booting into OS 9, games, the After Dark games. These are funny games. I'm gonna... Are you not? I'm trying to turn the volume down on the keyboard. It may be working. All right, let's see. How about mowing? Okay. All right. So we've got my name in there. We're going to hit play. Now, you control this with the up-down arrow keys, which are like real close to the tripod, so... They got me. Okay. Enough of that. All right. So OS 9 is now working fine. And the machine in general, I like this machine as a single 733 megahertz machine. It did things. It did things well. But man, night and day difference. Yeah. So that CPU upgrade, and yes, the GPU upgrade as well, both very important. So yeah, don't turn your nose up at Quicksilvers. You can do stuff with them to get them to work. Well, anyway, be good to other people. They very much deserve it. Be good to yourselves. You especially deserve it. Take very good and careful care. And we will be back very soon. We will have a number of other videos for you. I'm Lee, and this has been Broken Electronics.